Okay, I want to talk to you today about why you may be eating when you're not hungry and what you can do about it. So, the one thing that you can control in your life is what you eat. And I'm not talking about in a obsessive way, but in a mindful way. So, you're not obsessing about every single thing that you're eating, but most of the time you're being mindful about what you choose to eat. Because what you eat affects your future self, your energy, your health, so your weight. So you want to be mindful, you want to be conscious, and you want to be deliberate in your choices most of the time. So I want you to stop and ask yourself, are you eating for nourishment or are you eating for something else? Are you eating for short-term gratification or for long-term health benefits? So just pause and ask yourself those questions. Now, if you don't know me already, I'm Hannah Carr. I'm founder of The Nourished Body. I'm a nutritionist and I created the 12-week Exhausted to Energize method to help busy women overcome fatigue, stress, and overwhelm. And we look to do that by balancing hormones naturally through diet and lifestyle. Now, after working with countless women, I've discovered the four main reasons why they eat when they're not hungry. So I wanted to share these with you today. So the first one is emotional eating. So are you bored? Are you lonely? Do you feel stressed or even angry or hatred? Or maybe you're eating for a distraction. So this is really common. You are trying to eat to fill a hole, but it's only short-lived because by the time you finish that treat or that meal, that emotion is still going to be there. So if that's the case, I want you to pause before you eat and ask yourself, am I really hungry? And if you're not and you still want to eat, then I want you to ask yourself what that deeper emotion is behind this desire to eat. So, yes, I'm talking about doing a little bit more of the deep inner work, but if you don't, you're just going to keep repeating these cycles for years and years and years. And you may be finding that you're doing that already. So, you may want to keep a notebook or a journal and actually journal about some of the emotions that you're feeling and look to dive deeper and actually investigate some of the emotions and start to let go of them. Now, the next reason, so the second reason I want to talk to you about why you may be eating even if you're not hungry is even deeper than that. So it's a soul crying out to be filled because you're looking for maybe your purpose, maybe you're looking for success, maybe you want validation or to feel more creativity, freedom, or acceptance. So all of these are a deeper soul reason. Now, if you feel that that's you, I'd love to invite you to read the book written by Mel Wells, which is The Goddess Revolution. And I've recommended this book to lots of clients for actually both emotional eating and this deeper reasons, this kind of soul reason of why you may be overeating. And they've found that that book has been really, really helpful for them to do some of that more deep and inner work to have longer term results. So more from a nutritionist point of view here now, you may be eating to address an imbalance in the body. So that could be an imbalance in vitamins and minerals or even in different flavors. So I'll get to the flavors in a minute, but if we just talk about vitamins and minerals to start with, your body's pretty clever. And if you're running low on something, it's going to give you a craving for a specific food. I know a lot of women feel this in pregnancy, but it may be if you're low on magnesium, this is why you're craving chocolate because it's actually really rich in magnesium. If you're low on good essential fats, you may be craving something that's really convenient, like your mind knows it's got cheese in the fridge, the body knows it needs fat, so you end up craving cheese, for example. Or maybe you're craving red meat like a steak, and that's because you're low on protein and amino acids, and again the body knows it's a really quick source that it can get it from that quick steak, you know. So in my program, I actually help women work through this. So we work on restoring gut health because often gut health is compromised and you can't actually absorb the vitamins and minerals that you're eating anyway. So we look at restoring gut health and then getting the vitamins and minerals you need through food, and then looking if there's still any deficiencies. And if they are, you may need to supplement for a short period of time to rebalance the body. Also, let's move on to talk about flavors. This is a little bit more unusual, but if we look at traditional Chinese medicine, they say that we need 5 flavors every day. That's sweet, salty, spicy, sour, and bitter. Now, in the Western diet, we eat lots of salty foods, we eat lots of sweet foods, but maybe you're missing the salty, the sour, the bitter. And so your body's trying to find that balance for you again. So if you are eating sour foods, that's really good for your liver, and your body's going to know that. So like lemons and limes would be amazing for detoxifying the liver, which is our main organ for detoxification of the body. If you're eating bitter foods, this is really good for the heart and the intestines, and spicy foods are good for the lungs because it helps to break up mucus. And it doesn't have to be spicy hot food, so it could be turmeric or cinnamon or those kind of warming spices as well. So a good solution for this is to make up a drink that you can leave in the fridge that's got all 5 flavours in it. So it's 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger, 4 to 5 teaspoons of a honey or a date syrup, and then a pinch of, or a quarter of a teaspoon of a natural salt like a pink Himalayan salt or a sea salt, and the same amount of black pepper, and then 2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice. Shake it all up in a jar, leave it in the fridge, and before each meal take quarter of a teaspoon either off the spoon or mix in a small shot glass with some water, or even a tall glass of water, and that will help give your body the 5 flavours that it needs, so it's feeling a lot more satisfied and it's stopping those cravings or those desires to keep eating. Now, the last reason is in your gut, you've got both good and bad bacteria. And if you've got an overgrowth of the bad bacteria, then you may have this yeast overgrowth. And your body is looking, or these bad bacteria are looking to be fed with sugar. And this gives you sugar and simple carbohydrate cravings. So, you know, those bread cravings, those pasta cravings. Now, if you do have this yeast overgrowth, there's going to be some symptoms in your body. Likely that might be a coating on your tongue, a white coating on your tongue that's showing that you've got this yeast overgrowth, or maybe you're getting now infections, fungal infections, even vaginal infections that are reoccurring. Like I say, you may have these carb and these sugar cravings, or it could be skin and digestive issues or tiredness. So there is quite a few symptoms that could be showing as a yeast overgrowth. And what you'd want to do is cut out processed sugars and simple carbs, so like that bread, that pasta. You can concentrate on more root vegetables, so you can still have complex carbs. You could have brown rice, for example, that would still work, but you also want to have an antifungal treatment. So grapefruit seed extract has worked well for my family and my clients in the past. Homeopathy or essential oils like oregano oil, coconut oil is wonderful as a natural antifungal treatment. So all of these things could help you. But my best kind of like overarching advice is, however you're feeling, whatever the underlying cause may be, try and move before you eat. So if you've got these cravings or you're feeling like eating and you're not actually hungry, change your physicality in your body, change that stagnant energy, get up and move. That may be doing breathing exercises, taking a walk around the block, doing some running on the spot. But when you start to feel better in your body, you'll start to want to make better choices. So have a think. Do you think it's because you're eating out of emotional reasons like boredom? Do you have a deeper soul craving for something like success or acceptance? Do you have an imbalance in your body in vitamins and minerals, or the different flavors? Do you think that you've got 1, 2, or even 3 of those flavors missing from your diet on a regular basis? Or do you think perhaps you've got signs of a yeast overgrowth and you're having these real insatiable cravings for sugar and simple carbs? So if this video has helped you today, I would love for you to like the video, for you to share the video, and if you want to keep up with more of what I do, then you can find me at the Nourish Body UK on social media, where I make lots of these kinds of videos. So thanks for watching today, and see you soon.